The painting work done by Benjamin Moore and other local businesses isn't the only major change going on in the downtown area. For the last several years, Attleboro has been working to complete its Downtown Revitalization project. There has been a concerted effort throughout the downtown to repave sidewalks, install new lampposts, and much, much more. There is currently street work going on just outside of the Attleboro Commuter Rail Station. This isn't the end of the effort to revitalize the downtown, and we spoke with Director of City Planning and Development, Ayrassian, about what we have to look forward to in the future.
Streetscape in itself is, first of all, upgrading the sidewalk with new concrete, new granite curbing, new brick banding, new lighting, handicap accessible ramps, eventually all street striping, crosswalk striping, all that is part and parcel of the streetscape.
We are currently on the construction in Phase 2B. The construction phase includes the reconstruction of Mill Street from Union Street to South Main Street. It also includes Capron Street. It includes the intersection of Mill Street with Union Street and the intersection of Mill Street with South Main Street. More specific on Mill Street is the relocation of the monument that's been at the corner of Union and Mill for all these years. They actually moved it to about the midpoint of Mill Street, and it's on the right-hand side heading towards Jonathan's Cafe. And Capron Street was completed last year, I believe, and when they started construction on Mill Street, they started end of last fall, early winter. Then they shut down because of the weather, and now they just started up again probably about three weeks or so ago with the reconstruction of Mill Street.
Some of the reasons why we're actually doing streetscape, if you take a look around, you'll notice that the centerpiece of all the streetscape is the train station and the new bus station and the new development that's going on in and around the center of Attleboro. With that said, there's an awful lot of pedestrian traffic that we have going to and fro the train station and the bus station. There's thousands of commuters actually that actually come through Attleboro every day to commute to Boston and Providence area. So these new streetscapes are a great thing for the public to be able to walk on. We have accessibility issues that we had in the past that we solved with accessible sidewalks and handicap accessibility at crosswalks, for example. It's a little bit sophisticated in the sense that you can't cross-slope a sidewalk more than 2%, so there's some constraints with constructing that type of a sidewalk, and we've adhered to a lot of those constraints for the handicap accessibility.
The vast majority of the funding is coming from GATRA, actually, because of the intermodal transit center that GATRA is working on with the city and the redevelopment authority. The federal government has qualified much of the streetscape improvements, or the design and construction of it, from federal funds. So much of the improvements you're seeing being funded approximately 80% by GATRA and 20% by the city.
We have a lot of business owners that we go by with the new sidewalks, and they have been great to work with. Majority of them have been more than acceptable to what we're doing. So, and it helps their business in the long run for foot traffic. We do the streetscape in phases, and basically we have so much money per year to do. We did a master plan of the whole project, and then as we have monies available, we price up each piece of that basically by the street, and we try to maximize the amount of sidewalks that we can do with the amount of available funds that we have.
There's probably going to be some inconveniences. We've got detours now, as you see, on the corner of Mill Street and South Main Street. Last week and the week before, there were some detours and police details on Mill Street, so there are going to be some bumps, but we're trying to minimize those, anticipate what the issues might be. The police have been great to work with. I think the construction crews have been very polite and working along and getting the project done as quickly as possible.
What's important from the DPW standpoint is we have to maintain and sweep and and keep these sidewalks clean for the pedestrians. It's a lot easier to do when we have nice sidewalks. If you go around the city, there's quite a few sidewalks that over the years have deteriorated, and we're trying to do as much sidewalk work we can, not only with this federal transit money, but also with Chapter 90 money. And if you also notice, we have some sidewalks, all the major sidewalks that come into the center of town are now being upgraded. Park Street, Emery Street, South Main Street. You see other projects that we have going on to enhance the pedestrian experience here in Attleboro.